we got some breaking news and a double header regarding two of the most anticipated fights that we all want. And the first fight is Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez, and in an interview, Canelo stated that the fight won't happen unless you give him what he wants. And the second fight is the Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney fight, and Bill Haney came out and stated that that fight won't happen either. And these are the topics that we will be talking about next. But before we get into that, if you guys are not subscribed, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding that notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding, ding. Okay champs, let's get started. Okay champs, in an interview with ES News, Eli Setback, Canelo Alvarez spilled the beans on why this fight might not happen, but it also can happen if the money is right. So Canelo Alvarez was asked the question if he only offered David Benavidez $5 million to fight him. So Canelo answers and says no, he does not know where that rumor came from. And Eli Setback said, I believe it was from David Benavidez's dad. I swear that lie or rumor made Canelo Alvarez look like a duck. And to tell you the truth, I have never seen one fighter offer another fighter a small purse like that, especially for a mega fight like this. I have even made a video before calling Canelo a duck, and all because of this lie or rumor. So I apologize to Canelo, my bad bro. Like the movie Next Friday, you got your shirt on backwards, playa, and he goes, play us F up, and that's why pencils got erasers, play us F up. So what Canelo is saying, David Benavidez's dad lied about the whole thing about Canelo offering only a $5 million fee to David Benavidez. It would be more understandable if it was a $5 million guaranteed purse plus pay-per-view money and gate money. But even like that, $5 million guaranteed sounds a little bit low for a fight with that magnitude. I'm sure that fight will easily do over 1 million pay-per-view buys even in today's time. I will definitely buy that fight, and I bet it's going to be the standard fee for mega fights of $84.99. Or who knows, they could charge more. And I bet the nosebleeds tickets all the way in the back will start around $800. And I bet the tickets will sell very fast. I seen Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney tickets ringside for 20 to 25 grand. I haven't looked at them lately, but that was when they barely started selling the tickets. I can just imagine how much a David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez ringside tickets would be. Probably starting around 30 grand or so. Canelo also says that David Benavidez's team never actually offered him anything, and who is he to offer him anything? But he did state that Al Heyman did offer him something to fight David Benavidez, and the offer never came from David Benavidez or his dad. But he stated what he was offered, he can make that fighting anybody. But I'm sure this fight is most likely not to happen because David Benavidez already moved up to 175. But David said that's just to stay busy, and he is willing to go back down to 168 to fight Canelo Alvarez. But I doubt that's just to stay busy because there's other fighters at 168 that he could have fought. So if it was just to get another fight in there, why did you go to 175? You could have stayed at 168. But I doubt David will come down to 168 to fight Canelo Alvarez because boxers, when they go up in weight, they hardly ever come down in weight. But this will be a very big cash grab, so it might make sense financially. But I do not believe David Benavidez can make the weight anymore. He probably could, but he will be drained. Similar to Devin Haney when he was fighting at 135. When Devin Haney fought Lomachenko, he immediately moved up to 140. As he said, he could not make the weight anymore, and you could see it in his face. He kinda looked like Michael Jackson in Thriller, and no disrespect to Devin Haney, he's actually one of my favorite fighters. But I'm just being honest, that's what you look like, trying to make weight at 135. But Devin Haney did not want to let go of those undisputed belts. So he said he was moving up to 140 to fight Regis Prograis, and then after he fights Regis Prograis and defeats Regis Prograis, he was gonna go back down in weight and defend the belts. But as we all know, he's never gonna go back down to 135 because he has his second 140 fight against Ryan Garcia on 420. So I doubt David Benavidez will go back down in weight either. Then Canelo adds, David Benavidez does not bring anything to the table, and the only thing that he brings is an extra 25 pounds during fight night. And he might be correct. David Benavidez is a big 168 pounder. I believe he can go up to cruiserweight and challenge Zurdo Ramirez. Shoot, maybe he will be able to fight Alexander Usyk at a catchweight. If Roy Jones Jr. moved from middleweight all the way up to heavyweight and he is only 5'11", I believe David Benavidez can fight some heavyweights, not all of them, because Roy Jones I believe only fought once. It was against Ruiz, and David looks a lot bigger than Beterbiev and Bebo, and he's the one moving up. And we all know Beterbiev and Usyk had fought before. Okay guys, so we all know Canelo is worried about the extra weight. If not, he would have not said it. So I have a solution for you, Canelo. Why don't you do like Tank Davis does? And if you're worried about the weight, why don't you put a weight stipulation and a rehydration clause? All of us Tank fans know this, and we still call him the face of boxing. I'm sure it will be the same for you. As long as you fight David Benavidez, I don't think they'll care. That way David Benavidez does not go up in weight too much on fight night. I think Tank Davis only let Ryan Garcia go up 10 pounds in weight. But then Canelo adds, if a promoter comes around and says, I will offer you $150 to $200 million guaranteed to fight Benavidez, he will fight tomorrow. So why offer Canelo $200 if he is willing to take $150? So we know Canelo's price. He is willing to fight David Benavidez for $150 million, right? I hope His Excellency heard this, because it takes $150 million to make this fight happen. I am just glad it's not a definite no, and we do have some hope to make this fight happen. But come on, nobody will pay that much guarantee, even though we all know the fight will do very well. And I am not even sure if this fight will do 2 million pay-per-view buys, as a lot of people steal the fight. Now, in order to cover Canelo's purse, the fight will have to do 2 million pay-per-view buys at $84.99 a pop. That will bring in $170 million, giving Canelo $150 and leaving only $20. And if Canelo wants $200 million, that won't even cover that. Let's just say the gate makes $30 million. 170 plus 30, that's $200 million, so Canelo will be the only one getting paid. So this fight will never happen in the States and only makes sense in Saudi Arabia. And who knows, maybe they won't even pay that much for this type of fight. Imagine Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, and Devin Haney ask for that much money, everybody would just laugh at them. But moving on to Bill Haney, he states that Shakur Stevenson and the Devin Haney fight won't happen. And he says Shakur Stevenson's word doesn't mean much. And he goes into business in a very bad way. He will record their calls, negotiations, and bring it out to the public. And he will use that to spin the narrative and calling Devin Haney a duck. He also says that Shakur Stevenson did not look good on the Edwin de los Santos fight, and he has a lot of holes in his game plan. But I believe Shakur Stevenson was injured on both sides of his body, and it hurted him to throw punches. He should have just pulled out the fight. That dropped his stock a bit. Even though I know he is one of the best fighters out there, but the casuals don't know that. They just seen that performance. Bill also stated they offered Shakur Stevenson an offer, but he turned it down. Bill stated he wanted to negotiate, but that never got nowhere. And Shakur just goes on social media. And Bill Haney was expecting Shakur to come with a 30 or 40 split, instead of the 25% he was offered. So that was just to see if he was going to take the offer. All Shakur said was he was gonna go to the WBC to mandate something that they had no control over. So Bill Haney just doesn't want to negotiate with Shakur Stevenson. And I wonder why. I actually believe Shakur Stevenson can be Devin Haney. Do you guys think Canelo is ducking David Benavidez for asking for $150 million to $200 to fight him? And do you guys think the Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson fight will ever happen? Comment below and I'll write to everyone back. If you guys like the show, subscribe, like the video, share the video, and that's it for me, champs. I gotta roll.
I shook up the world! I shook up the world! I shook up the world!